All right. So, um, I want to just bring to your guys' attention. This is just a normal video, but I do want to review Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. Since I was not able to play it on stream, I had to play it off camera. But I wanted to review it since, I said that I would stream it and never did. Regardless, I played it, and I know what's playing in the background is not Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 gameplay, but that's because I didn't want it to be, because I didn't want to give away any gameplay spoilers. Well, I'm going to give away spoilers anyway, but I didn't want to, like, make the spoilers be you guys get it. Anyway, but in this video, I'm just going to be reviewing what I thought about the chapter and giving some well-deserved props to the dev team, because they did basically make an entirely different game for this one, but it this one definitely took a darker turn than the last three, all of 1, 2, and 3. 4 definitely took a much, much darker turn when it came to both the antagonists and just the overall scene. Like for example, the fourth chapter literally took place in a prison built underneath the factory. Um, I'm sure anybody and their mother knows that, so that's not a spoiler. But if you don't want spoilers, I recommend clicking off this video because spoilers are going to be all over the place during this one. So if you don't want spoilers, again, I recommend turning off the video now while you are ahead. Just because, again, spoilers are going to be all over this video. So with that being said, let's get into this. So you start off right where you left off in chapter 3, going down the elevator thing with Poppy, and you take a turn down into the underground after beating Catnap in chapter 3. So you're basically starting off right there. Poppy leaves you alone for a little bit. You discover the prison underneath the factory. Why there's a prison under there, I don't understand, but there's a prison underneath the factory. And both Poppy and Ollie both confirm that down in that area where the prison is located is hell, and that Playtime wanted it to be hell. Like, they wanted this area to be a prison. Why, I don't understand. But again, already, because Poppy's the one that says this in the very beginning of the game, that this area is hell and that we need to be careful. Poppy's the first one to say it as you're going down the elevator to get into this area. So anyway, you discover the prison, right? And you go through the prison, and and as you get there, as you get inside, you're met by one of the first antagonists of the chapter, aka the Doctor. The Doctor is you guys have probably heard him before, Dr. Harley Sawyer. He's basically the head of all of the Bigger Bodies Initiative from Playtime Coast. So basically the creator of Mommy Longlegs, Huggy Wuggy, Catnap. He's the creator of these monstrosities that have been hunting us throughout the games. Well, when you're first introduced to him, he crashes your train. But the more you dive into this prison, you're met with another one of his creations. And it's he's by far one of the most broken out of the entire series. His name is Yarnaby. He's basically this demon lion thing. I don't know, but it is not very good, to say the least. And here, I'll just put him up on the screen. Let me get a good picture of him here. But he's very, very creepy. And I'll even try to get a picture of him with his mouth open as well, because his mouth is probably by far the creepiest thing that I've ever seen. Oh, here we go. Perfect picture. No, I found one that's better. Hold up. My computer's being slow for some reason. Anyway, I might have to, just download it. Anyway, this is not my picture. This is not my gameplay screenshot, but I'm going to put him up on the screen real quick so you guys can see him. Because again, he is very creepy. So let me just get him up on screen real quick. That's what he looks like right there. That is Yarnaby. By far the scariest thing in the entire game. Okay? And the doctor introduces him to you, and he comes out in the most terrifying way I have ever seen. He comes out and he scratches on the window and basically bites at it, shows you his teeth. It is the most terrifying way to introduce a character I have ever seen. Okay? So you go through a little area, and in that little area, you're met by another character who's supposedly on our side. His name is Doey the Dough Man. He's actually a good guy for most of the. Actually, he's a good guy throughout the entire game, but regardless, you go through and you get past Yarnby the first time, and so you get through, and you meet a new character. He only gets like 30 seconds of screen time. Most disrespectful death in the entire series. You're met by another character named Pianosaurus. He dies within like 30 seconds by Doey. Doey kills him, basically eats him right there in front of you. Um, but so not very influential to the story. Just wanted to point out that there is another character that dies in this, and his name is Pianosaurus. Anyway, um, so you're met with Doey, and at first he seems like a really good guy, and for most of the game he seems like a really good guy. But after you meet him, he lets you know, he's like, hey, our generator's not necessarily in the best spot right now. We need to fix it, and we need your help to do it. Okay, so we go and he tells us, hey, we need you to go defeat the doctor because we know what you beat, we know what you've done, we know who you've beaten, we know what you've gone up against. You've brought us all hope, and we need you to use your skills to beat the doctor and give us another sense of hope. That's what we need. We need you to beat the doctor, take his Omni hands so we can fix our generator, and so you can do your little plan with Poppy, right? So we go and we defeat the doctor. It's very, very intense, very, very intense boss fight with the doctor here. But regardless, you beat the doctor, you take his Omni Hand upgrade, you upgrade your red hand, because you actually get your red hand back that Mommy took during the second chapter, the Mommy Longlegs took during the second chapter. You take that and you upgrade your red hand with the Omni Hand upgrade that you get from defeating the Doctor, right? So the Doctor's dead. He's gone, right? Then the story progresses even further. You use the red hand and defeat power up the generator. You fix their generator. All is good. And then come to find out, Ollie gets attacked. Or no. That's not right. That's further. That does happen, but not yet. Right? Okay. So, trying to think what happens next. Oh, that's right. So once you get through that little segment where you fix the generator, you're told to basically go lay explosives into the foundation, where you have to go through the little mines areas, and you have to again lay explosives within the foundation while escaping some mini critter looking things from chapter 3. right? So you go through, you get the four explosives, you plant them, then you have to redirect to the gas, the red smoke that you basically got in there from play care from the third chapter, and you go and you line uh, these pipes, and then you go back, and then you quote escape the foundation after doing all of that, right? So you've now essentially rigged the foundation to blow, and you head back, and you go to head back to the safe haven where you've been most of the game, where you're basically your safe spot is for the game. And while you're on your way back, Doey catches up with you and he's like, "Hey, have you seen the prototype? I lost him in the tunnels, yada, yada, yada." Then he's like, "Wait a minute," because we hear something off in the distance. And he's like, "Wait, I let him away, didn't I? Everything's fine." Then the safe haven blows up. Basically, the prototype took the explosives that we literally just got from the foundation, just placed in the foundation, and he places some inside. He places two explosives inside of the safe haven where your friends and everything are, and then he takes two and places them somewhere else. But so you go back to the safe haven and you find all your friends, or Doey's friends rather, deceased and blown the fuck up, and the safe haven is basically just gone at that point. Like there is no more safe haven. Safe haven's just gone, right? And so you go and so Doey gets pissed. He thinks it's yours and Poppy's fault that all this happened. Because had it not been for that, him and his friends would have been fine, so on and so forth, right? So you go, he gets pissed, he chases you through a little tunnel, really hard area, by the way. It took me a couple days to beat this part because once you die once on this chase scene, it starts you at the beginning, and you basically have to sprint immediately. And if you don't, he will catch you and you will die for whatever reason. Uh, but you go and you beat and you have a little Doey, the Dough Man boss fight. You fight Doey, you kill him, which probably one of the hardest boss, like not the hardest boss fight. Like it's simple, but it's mentally it's one of the hardest because all in all, Doey was just mad and upset because his friends died, and it's pretty sad when you think about it because of who what Doey was as a character. But all in all, he tried to kill us. But you go and do that, and then you get to another room. You basically slide down some tunnels and get to an area where where both Poppy and Kissy Missy are. And Poppy's like, "Wait, what did you do? Why did you kill Doey? We could and then do you even understand what happened? Did you plant the explosives, or are you just lying about all that?" And then she's trying to contact Ollie, and then that doesn't work. And then she gets another call, and she goes, "Ollie, is that you? Something happened at the safe haven." And Ollie goes, "Shelf ventilation B6. Is this where you are, Poppy?" And at this point, I'm like, "That's not Ollie. That's not Ollie. Who is that?" Lo and behold, it's the prototype. Ooh, I know, scary. I know. Ooh, the prototype. Anyway, so the prototype basically tells Poppy that her and her whole plan is now dead, and that she's basically going back in her case that we freed her from the first chapter after beating Huggy Wuggy. And she's like, "No, I can't go back in the case. I'm sorry," and basically leaves you're the player, and Kissy Missy to die because underneath the floor that you're both on, the prototype used the other two explosives to blow you the fuck up. Okay. So you drop down, and it's a really simple part at this point. So you drop down and you get to another area, and it's a little corridor filled with a bunch of poppy flowers. And you go through, and you get to a room with a tape, and you put the tape in the thing, and it's a tape by Leif Pierre, aka the head of innovation at Playtime Co. And he goes, and after a little joke, he goes, "Let's face it, you're not supposed to be here. This is the single most high security part of the entire factory, and once you are found, you will be shot." Okay, so then he goes, "So if anybody's home, they know exactly where you are." And so at this point, you're shown the door because it's got a little window on it, a little circular window, and you can't move. And you'll think that it's Kissy Missy dropping down to come save you from whatever it is, but then the monster reveals itself, and lo and behold, it is not Huggy Wuggy. It in fact, or no, sorry, it is not Kissy Missy. In fact, it is Huggy Wuggy the entire time. He survived the fall that you make him have in the first game. He survived it, and now he's chased, and now he's back. So that's basically the whole game. There is a little boss fight with Yarnaby between you leaving the safe haven to go kill the doctor and getting to the doctor. There is a little boss fight with Yarnaby, but I forgot to mention it because it is by far the most buggy and broken part in the entire game so far. It is just so bad. That part alone took me like all night to beat. It is so broken, and for no good reason. It is so broken and so stupid and makes me want to light my hair on fire. But with all that aside, I am just waiting now for chapter 5 to come out. And when it does, I will be playing it. Um, and hopefully um, between now and then, I will be able to play chapters 2, 3, and 4 on stream or even on video for you guys to see because they're really interesting. I want to play them. The only reason I know what happens is because I watched people like Markiplier and Corey Kenshin play them before I got the fourth one. So, yeah. If you guys did enjoy my little review, for those of you that actually stuck around and watched all the way to the end, um, then props. But go follow my Twitch. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't already. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, one more thing. Go join my Discord server. It's free. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, though. Peace, bye, and subscribe. Your boy out.